Hello there, great person, and welcome to this very unusual video of mine. So you see my background, which is awesome, isn't it? It's a Stargate background. I plan on using it when reacting to the new Stargate show. Guess what? It's cancelled because people have lost their brains and other stuff. Yeah, I will just rant a bit about this just because I want to and because this is my channel and sometimes I can rant. You know how many strong words I do tend to use? I will not use any today because they're not worth it. So yeah, what happened? If you haven't seen, there was a new Stargate show being developed by Martin Garrow, who did in fact write some of the old episodes. He had the backing of the original writers, Brad Wright and the Cooper guy. I'm sorry, I'm bad with names. And we had some potential familiar faces, and they just canned it. And they did can it, I think, 4 days ago. The news broke. I was slow because I do have a lot to do. And yeah, so I just now saw it, and apparently it got cancelled because it was appealing too much to the fans. So yeah, I wanna say many bad words about this, but I'm not gonna. You know, it's like, I don't know. I don't know if it can be saved. I don't think so, because Amazon is a very big company and they do have their head where the sun doesn't shine. So, I mean, what can you do? I just really don't understand why stuff like this happens. You know, I do feel the sentiments of not giving fans what they want is very often in modern media the thing that they, let's say, strive for. Even though I have seen shows accused of too much fan service as well, which, yeah, it's like it's a fine balance. So I'm not talking about this this idea that you just want something to complain about here. Like I just really do not understand why would you cancel this if everyone was involved? Like, you know, I do think Stargate for me is the most important sci-fi show, at least in my life, by a mile. Without Stargate, I wouldn't be where we are now, or I am now, both professionally as in this channel. Like, this channel wouldn't exist if there was no Stargate. Like, never ever, because I did learn English through Stargate. When I don't know when it was, like 2004 or 5, when Stargate Season 8, SG-1 Season 8 ended. It wasn't available on German TV, but Season 9 was already being broadcast, and I saw like photos of priors of the Orion and stuff, and I was like, what the frick is going on there? And I loved it, and I just watched, like, I like, back then there was no streaming services, so you had to find other ways, but I found the episodes, I watched them in English, and I started watching them. I understood nothing. And I remember watching The Siege Part 3 of Atlantis in English, and I understood almost nothing, but I loved it. I loved it so much, and it made me learn English. So all English you hear from me is basically based on Stargate, because I hated English class. Like, my teachers were awesome, but I just didn't like learning vocabulary. So, but watching this show, it, like, I watched, and then I watched it all. I watched the whole show in English. And I watched it twice and 3 times, like SG-1 and Atlantis, at least Season 1 at that time. And it was so awesome. I absolutely loved it. And I loved the science fiction. And I mean, I'm perhaps a PhD in physics now because of Stargate. I was even once, I don't know if I've told this story, I was invited by the CERN education team to give a talk on black holes. And I started my slides with the Stargate episode on black holes, because that's what I remembered. That's my first encounter with them that had any real meaning. And I mean, all the cool science concepts, like with being out of phase in the parallel world episodes and that stuff. Like, I do that for a living now, like in quantum physics. Like, I think probably Samantha Carter is the person who made me interested in quantum physics. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm almost a professor now in that. Like, you know, it's like very big thing for me. I loved it. I loved the characters. I loved the actors. Like, I never was an actor dude that like went after them or looked them up, but I got the feeling that they were really cool people, like Michael Shanks, Amanda Tapping, Christopher Judge, of course, Richard Dean Anderson, you know, David Hewlett, of course, like all the people that made the show and the series so great. And it just pains me so much to see this and to hear that they were having plans for it and they just canned it, because it would have been what we were used to when we were like, when I was a kid. Let's say it like that. When I was a kid, I watched this show. I watched it like until I vomited it out again. I don't know if that's a saying in English. See, I'm not perfect in English that yet, but like it was everything for me for a while. It is still is. I still sometimes watch old episodes, still watch YouTube reactions of it. I was looking forward so much to watch a new Stargate show with you all. I've been hyped for so long. It's like I do think, if you know me, Stargate is basically the Bleach for me of live action TV. You know, Bleach is my favorite anime because of personal reasons and stuff, and because I connect a lot with it. But Stargate is the show. It's my favorite TV show of all time, and like SG-1 and Atlantis as well. Though I did like SG-1 a bit more because I grew up with it more. I also loved Universe. I remember, man, when Universe came out and there were the rumors of the ninth chevron, and I was at a campground in Germany and they didn't have internet. So you could only buy 15 minutes of internet back then. And I bought like for, I think, 30 euros. I bought 3 times 15 minutes to watch the first episode of that. And it was awesome. I loved it. Like, many people didn't like it, I think, at that time, but I always loved it. Like, perhaps I was a person who was just a fan-gasming dude, but yeah, fine, shoot me, I was. I just loved the show. And yeah, I do think it's also good to just talk about the positives here, perhaps, because I don't want to shit on people here. I mean, I could shit on them very hard. Like, I could take a dump the size of Manhattan, but I will not do that here. As I said, I will remain civil. I could use more my German and English swear words. I will not do that either. So yeah, I will do some research into campaigns that are going on to save it. I don't think it will be saved, but I don't know. This is like the last nail in the coffin for me a bit for what modern TV is doing. And I didn't expect it to be cancelled, to be honest, because it was going very well. I saw some of the tweets or X threads or whatever you call it nowadays from the producers. They teased a lot. They were working on something really cool. At least it sounded like that. And yeah, they didn't want it. They didn't want something that worked to work again. And I just don't get it. And I mean, some people are gonna say it's like the social engineering wouldn't have worked, which, yeah, I do agree a bit, because let's not kid ourselves. Obviously, TV shows are social engineering us. It just depends on what people think the social engineering is for, depending on which aisle you ask. I think people have different ideas, but I do think that that part is clear, that they're trying to social engineer with at least big shows from Netflix, Amazon, and all that stuff. And I mean, sometimes I don't even mind, but clearly the purity of creativity in this show seemed to have been in the way of money. I don't even know what it was in the way of. I can guarantee you people would have loved this. Like, and whoever owns the rights to Stargate currently would have made a shit ton of money, because people would have watched the old stuff again, and it still holds up. Still holds up to this day. It's like in Parks and Recreations, where it also holds up, I think, most of the stuff. Like, it's just like one of those evergreen shows. And it is indeed also very progressive, very open-minded, very explorative, and also very, in some ways, conservative. So I do think it had everything for everyone, and it also made people think about stuff. The characters were fun, the stakes were incredible. Sometimes, like for what they had in the budget, like, for example, the battle over Antarctica, like, mind-blowing at the time. Or I remember when the Be All My Sins Remembered battle in Atlantis, like, and it was the biggest sci-fi battle they've ever put on screen in a TV show, I think, CGI-wise, like where the Grey Goo scenario happened with the android. What was her name? Fran? I think it was Fran, where McKay like created the replicator android and destroyed the replicator homeworld in Atlantis. And there was this big battle with the Travelers and the Wraith and everyone. Like, I remember them hyping that up, and I'm so sad. I'm just sad. I'm angry and sad, and because I don't want to let my anger out. I will just be sad. And I just wanted to share why I think this is stupid, which everyone else will do anyway, but also why I personally think it's stupid. And because I never really talked about Stargate here on the channel, even though it is my favorite TV show, live action wise. And now I did. And I do hope you all have great memories of it. Perhaps we can be happy that they didn't butcher it, though, with the people involved. I don't think you can. Like, that could have not gone south, really, I think. Like, it could have been meh, perhaps. I don't think it would have been. Like, I'm a hopeful guy in this regard. But it could have been meh. But, man, it wouldn't have been bad. And they just stole that from us. I remember doing another rant video 2 years ago about 1899 being cancelled. I feel even more defeated here, you know, and the fact that they apparently, and for me this is hearsay, might be true. They say it's because it would appeal to the old fans too much, and you know, I mean, you know what I want to say. All the words you think I will say, I will say them here in your head. Just imagine me saying them. But I mean, a show that, at least for me personally, it made me interested in another language and made me interested in physics, quantum physics, in black holes and astronomy. And it led me to become a university lecturer, soon to be potentially a professor in that area. And like, if that's not worth anything to corporations, I mean, this is an anecdotal story. Of course, it's not worth to them, but you know, this spirit that it shared. And I remember at my CERN talk, the people who invited me, they're very close friends of mine. So who knows why I was invited? But like, I did a talk on black holes and how people imagine them. And the people who invited me also said, "Yeah, I watched Stargate as well." You know, so like the people from CERN watched it as well. So, like, I don't know what the fuck they're up. Okay, so now I did say the F word. I'm sorry. But, yeah, I will put in the link comment nothing of mine today. I will just put petitions that I find. I will collect some, and you can support the show perhaps a bit. Please make people aware of what happened. I mean, I'm not an activist in any way, but I guess I'm an activist for good stuff. In my mind. So today we're doing activism a bit, so to speak. Bring the freaking show back. Let them just do their thing. Or sell it to someone who actually gives a frick about people and about like creativity and freedom and progressivism and conservatism, both of them, and about fun sci-fi and awesome stuff, which was all the show was about. And I do hope we see it one day. I do hope I can put this back in the background one day and say we are watching episode 1 now. If we don't, thank you all Stargate fans who've ever been Stargate fans. I hope the show and the universe, not the serious universe, but also that, brought as much joy to you as it did to me, and drove you forward, perhaps in science, and interest in that and all the good stuff. So yeah, I do think I've said everything I wanted to. I don't know if I will probably not do a video on this again. I just wanted to get this out, and I'm very angry, but I don't need to vent here. I'm sure there will be other channels that vent a lot. I wanted to talk about how awesome Stargate is, perhaps one last time. So anyway, see you around. Thanks for watching. If you are interested in science fiction reaction stuff, I currently do that a lot. The Expanse, Hail Mary, Alien, currently the stuff I did last 2 weeks. So if you want to check those out, I don't know, do it. But yeah, that's beside the point. Go to the petitions in the print comment. Please support it. Share your stories of Stargate, and see you around, perhaps. I hope one day with this background again. Bye.